This is Michael de Laine of the Copenhagen Voice. I'm in Gdansk at a meeting about cleaning up the Baltic. With me is Andrzej Tonderski of POMCERT. You've been talking about the role of phosphorus. Why is that important in farming, in food and for the Baltic Sea?
Yes, it's important from two main reasons as I see it. For the first, phosphorus is considered to be one of the most important elements controlling eutrophication of the Baltic Sea and any other bodies, but the Baltic Sea in particular. So that's why it's important to reduce the inflow of phosphorus to the sea and maybe take away the phosphorus that is available in the sea now. That's one reason. The second reason is that phosphorus is a very limited resource, and to a large extent we do not realize how little phosphorus we have available now. And if we do not reduce the use for commercial fertilizers, for other chemicals like detergents, then we are going to run out of the phosphorus available in the rock mines very quickly. It's scientists are arguing whether it is 50 or 70 years, but this is the perspective that they are talking about.
But phosphorus is a part of fertilizer, and it's necessary for food growth and for our own well-being.
Oh yeah, the phosphorus is the element that is necessary for any kind of organic growth. So whether it is a human body, whether it is algae, whether it is plant, crop, whatever, it needs phosphorus.
We should be aware of the limited concern about the limited resources of phosphorus. What can we do about this?
Oh, there are many ways of doing it, and one of the ways is for the first to reduce the unnecessary use of phosphorus. For example, as I mentioned earlier, detergents. We know now techniques and technologies to replace phosphorus in the detergents and still keep the efficiency and quality. So we should do that. We should ban use of phosphorus in detergents all over Europe, maybe even all over the world. That's the first issue that we need to work on, the rather political agenda, and technologically it's already solved, I would say. Secondly, we should reduce the losses of phosphorus fertilizers from the arable lands where they are used. It can be done through special agriculture practices and other methods. And third, we should also learn how to reuse phosphorus, which has been already lost in forms of sediment or sewage sludge or whatever. We need to reuse this phosphorus and bring it back to agriculture fields instead of rock mines.
How difficult is it to reuse, for example, sludge from wastewater treatment plants?
Well, it's not easy, and especially when you have the mixed sludge from or wastewater from both municipality, from households and from industries. Sometimes the industrial wastewater can influence the quality of the sludge from wastewater treatment plants because of excessive content of heavy metals, other toxic materials, and persistent organic compounds. And that's why we have to keep the sewage sludge as clean as possible by preventing industrial wastewater to enter the municipal wastewater treatment plants.
But if you're going to, as it were, clean the sludge for phosphorus, could you also take some of the other stuff out that may be in there? If there are any heavy metals, stuff, there is nitrogen in there.
Yeah, well, that's the other option. I mean, instead of preventing, maybe there is a technology which I do not know at the moment. Maybe there is a technology, or maybe there is a technology to be developed, how to purify sludge so that it can be used for agriculture purposes.
Is there, do you think, a greater need for a more Baltic region-wide collaboration, coordinated collaboration?
Oh yes, I think that we all agree, and it has been said through the whole conference that there is a need for effective and successful cooperation throughout the Baltic region. I emphasize the word successful because there has been a lot of different initiatives where Baltic Sea cooperation was in focus. However, we need success stories. We need success stories to show the inhabitants, politicians, scientists, that what we are achieving and what we are producing can bring the results. And so far, those results, even if they are not so well emphasized, they are not so well disseminated to public, And I think it's a pity, because we should be proud of those things which we are doing good, and maybe not so proud of those things which we are not so successful with.
Recycling sludge to get the phosphorus out will be expensive. Is there any other ways, cheaper ways of doing the phosphorus, or should we just also try and concentrate on not using it unnecessarily?
I think at this moment of development there is no way to limit ourselves to only one or two strategies. We have to work efficiently in both reducing the phosphorus and also reusing the phosphorus, because we are so much dependent in all our activities in our life on this element. So we have to, and we will be dependent on that all the time. So we have to both reduce its use, unnecessary use, but also be able to reuse it when it is possible.
Is the EU aware of the strategic importance of phosphorus, such as China or the US is?
I guess so. We have been recently preparing a tender for an EU-funded project where EU Commission wanted to get some kind of overview of the phosphorus situation, both from European perspective and from global perspective, on its uses, its paths through agriculture and other urban and other uses, but also on the possibilities to make some kind of recirculation of recycling of phosphorus. This kind of tender also emphasized that this issue is high on the EU agenda. It's probably not so well known for public, but I'm sure it's going to be quite important strategic issue in the near future.
Is there anything we could learn from a recycling of phosphorus project that we can use in later times, because other raw materials will eventually die out?
That is possible. I'm sure that as we are talking about climate change and put a lot of efforts and a lot of money and a lot of political will into solving this problem, we need to address some other problems related to natural elements and so on. And phosphorus is one of them, and probably will be the first that will run out from our pools, available pools, quickly. But I'm sure that we should also be careful with other resources. It's all about sustainable development. We should not use and waste the resources that are available for us without being able to return them back to nature. That's what we are doing now, but we should stop it.
And time is short, basically.
For phosphorus, time is short. I would say like this, that with 50 years perspective, you could think it's more than half a generation. But on the other hand, when we need to change attitudes of people, when we need to find technologies, when we need to establish laws and political will, this time is not very long. So we still have time, but we have to be effective and we have to be quick.
And Tonderski, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.